All right, let's dive into something that might sound a little crazy at first. What if I told you that your goals, the very things you're working so hard for, are actually holding you back from being successful and happy? Yeah, I know it sounds nuts, but just hear me out on this one.
Seriously, just take a second and think about this. Have you ever poured your heart and soul into a huge goal? I mean, for months, maybe even years. And then you did it. You crossed the finish line. You landed that dream job, whatever it was. And for a minute, it feels amazing, right? But then that feeling fades, and you're kind of left with this emptiness, this feeling of what's next. If you've ever felt that, you are not alone. And that's exactly what we're getting into today. And this is the whole bombshell from our source material, Beyond Ambition. Stop setting goals. I mean, it pretty much flies in the face of every single success guru out there, doesn't it? But here's the thing. This isn't about being lazy or giving up. Not at all. It's about finding a smarter, more sustainable way to actually make progress. So let's talk about this goal-setting trap. It's a real thing. It's this endless hamster wheel we put ourselves on, right? We're constantly chasing that next big thing, convinced that this time it'll be the thing that makes us happy for good. But the trap is that we're so focused on the destination that we completely miss the point. The real value is in the journey itself. You know, there's actually a psychological term for this, and it's perfect: the arrival fallacy. It's this deep-seated but totally wrong belief that once we get there, wherever there is, we'll unlock some permanent VIP level of happiness. But our brains, they just don't work like that. Happiness isn't a prize you win at the end of the game. Tying all your joy to one future moment, that's just setting yourself up for a letdown. And, well, this whole way of thinking has some serious downsides. There are these hidden costs to always chasing the next finish line, a kind of dark side to ambition that we don't really talk about enough. Okay, this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Look at the expectation. You think achieving the goal is going to feel like this epic, lasting win, total fulfillment. But then the reality hits. You get a quick burst of joy for sure, but then, poof, it's gone. And that drive, that purpose you had, it vanishes with the finish line. And all you're left with is that empty feeling and that one big question. So what's next? And it gets worse. Think about it. Goals are all or nothing. It's a binary outcome. You either succeed or you're a failure. There's no in between, and that is a ton of pressure. And your motivation, it's like a yo-yo. You're super pumped when the goal is close, but the rest of the time, not so much. You're basically putting your happiness on hold, always saying, I'll be happy when. And that means you're living for these tiny little moments instead of building something that lasts. Okay, so if goals are the trap, how do we get out? What's the alternative? Well, this is the big idea, the solution we're talking about today. It's all about shifting from goals to systems. And this isn't just a minor tweak, you guys. It's a completely different way of looking at progress and success. So what in the world is a system? Let's break it down. A system is not the outcome you want. It's the process you follow every day. It's the game you're playing, not the final score. So, for example, if your goal is to write a book, your system is writing 500 words a day. If your goal is to get fit, your system is going for a walk every morning. See the difference? The system is all about the process, not the prize. And this is where it really clicks. Goals are all about some far-off future outcome, but systems, they're about what you're doing right now. Goals give you this temporary hit of motivation, while systems build momentum every single day. And here's the best part. With a goal, you either win or lose at the very end. But with a system, you win every single time you show up and do the work. You are always winning.
All right, I know what you're thinking. This sounds cool, but how do I actually do it? How do we make this real? How do we build our own systems and finally go from just dreaming about things to actually doing them? It's actually pretty straightforward. Here's a simple 4-step plan. Step 1, go ahead and pick a goal. You still need a direction, right? So let's say I want to get stronger. Great. Now for step 2, and this is the radical part. Forget the goal. Seriously, just put it on a shelf for now. Step 3, design your process. What's a tiny action you can do consistently? Something like, I will do 10 push-ups every morning. And then step 4, fall in love with doing your 10 push-ups. That's it. Your entire focus is just on showing up and doing the reps. The results, they'll just happen. And this quote just nails it. Think about it. Winners and losers often have the exact same goals. Every single athlete at the Olympics wants the gold medal. That's not what makes someone a champion. The difference, the only difference, is their system. It's their dedication to the daily grind, the practice, the boring stuff. They aren't obsessed with the medal, they're obsessed with the process that makes winning the medal practically inevitable.
So let's zoom out for a second. What does this really mean for how we live our lives? Because switching to a systems mindset, it's so much bigger than just a productivity hack. It's about fundamentally changing how you think about ambition, about progress, about what it even means to be successful.
Here's the bottom line. True success isn't some big event. It's not a destination you finally reach. It's the slow, steady process of getting just a tiny bit better every single day. It's about the identity you're forging. You're not just doing things, you're becoming the kind of person who consistently shows up. The focus shifts from what you get to who you become. So I want to leave you with one final question to really chew on. If you just stopped chasing goals for a minute, if you forgot about all the finish lines, the promotions, the external rewards, and instead you just focused on your daily process, who would you be becoming? What kind of person would you be building, one small action at a time?